You can change your standard. You can change it, but it's certain things that because you can't change your standard without changing yourself. And let's if we want to be all the way real, we look at Ciara. You married, beautiful family, kids, great husband. What is you doing in the chair challenges and shaking your ass for? What you doing going up to Jim Jones talking about he need to marry his woman he been with 25 years?
You know what that made me think of? See, you know what? Ciara and Russell Wilson made me think a lot of Whitney and Bobby Brown. And what and not in the sense, and I'm going to explain it, but in the sense of, you know how back in the day, Whitney used to have like this good girl image.
Yeah.
Bobby, the one that exposed her to the drugs and the crack, come to find out. And when you listen to stories about people talk about Whitney, like Whitney from the hood, like y'all be thinking Bobby was, influenced her. Whitney is from the hood. The shit she was doing, this is what she's exposed to. So y'all thinking that this woman is with this man and this man has influenced her to do this, it's not true. So when people look at Ciara being with a Future, it's always Future was the bad guy and she was the good girl. Mm-hmm. And when in fact, hey, I'm turned up just like you. You from Atlanta, I'm from Atlanta. You come from these parts, I come from these parts. I understand the same thing. You like girls that shake ass, I want to shake my ass. Like, for us to try to act like these two people were together because they have some type of similarities or they have something compatible with each other is crazy. So when you see Ciara with a Russell Wilson ain't coming from the background where you want to shake your ass, because every time you shake your ass, I never see you shake your ass with your husband.
Yeah, and he do like these cringy things where I see here and there. He's begging for her to get him another child. And I'm like, well, we know what the process of having a child is.
Yeah.
What you mean she ain't giving you another child? What you doing with your... You see what I'm saying?
I think that's just you know how some shit to be cute flirty shit.
Oh, like some foreplay type.
Yeah,
shit.
She won't give me that. I think because he said the last time before she gave me this baby, the last baby.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's just like she just want to get. It's just cutesy shit. Yeah. I don't think it's on some she withholding the pussy or because I think I'm gonna be real with you. I think Ciara gonna get that nigga a money baby she won't.
Yeah, but I'm saying
and the reason reason she gonna do that. Because y'all talking shit about my man, but I'm gonna let y'all know he getting his pussy because that's gonna be the next thing that's gonna say, oh, he ain't in the house fucking. But if I keep popping these babies out and we keep having these cute kids and we got 10 kids, what y'all gonna say?
But when we look at the optics, right? Because when she do these challenges, she's a very, very beautiful woman.
Yeah,
and these are sexually enticing. So you see me under the post, the dude up above me saying, "Ooh, I eat that ass right now."
Yeah.
So me as the husband coming on my chick thirst trapping content, while 18 other guys above me saying what they'll do to my wife, not my girl, my wife.
I don't give a fuck about that. Just me personally, if I'm in that,
you want your chick throwing out thirst trapping content or sexually enticing content with no real means to the end.
So my wife now, no, you know why? Because she never done it. So she just hopped on there and showed all that ass one day. I'm gonna have baby. Let me know something. What the fuck going on?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, this your wife no matter when or what.
No, because it's like this. If my wife, I always been putting ass on there and I get with her. It's the same thing like when niggas be trying to take bitches out the strip club. Like, nigga, she like being a stripper. She like niggas slapping her ass. She like $30 in her coochie. This is what she like. She likes to be in the most dangerous and on the dirtiest of flows and listen to the filthiest of music. And you finna go down here and you finna walk down the aisle to some church song thing, and she gonna wear all white like she just white as snow, Lily Clean, and everybody in the damn audience in the pew that slapped on that ass a few times. Come on now.
Now I'm gonna play devil's advocate. You about to open up a can of worms. Now, essentially, look what he did now, because you say before we get married, right? She was doing this before.
Yeah.
So okay, we all do stuff before we get to a certain level, right? Mm-hmm. So do it apply, because a lot of people will adopt, or I've adopted with, if you ain't married, you single. Would you agree?
Yeah, legally, I say legally.
No, but do you agree? If you're not married, you're single.
No, I don't believe that, and the reason I don't believe that because most marriages come from biblical terms, right?
Okay.
Adam and Eve ain't got no paperwork, Sex was the initiation for marriage.
I would agree. Okay.
So that's why I lean my hat on. That's why in the Bible, God told, I forgot her name, said, I think it was Lilith. He said, you got many husbands because you just slept with a lot of these niggas. Like, you got many husbands.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But that's in the Bible. He told her, you got many husbands because you slept with all these dudes.
And I want to entertain it because, like, you'll have some guys who, you know, when I get married, I'm gonna chill out. They got all these hoes or whatever concubines, women they deal with, but it's unspoken agreement or expectation. Well, when I go in, I can't operate the same that I did before.
Well, I think the context that's missing is the fact that it's for her career, right? So these are things that she has done to support her career. From she was doing the Ride It videos, from her doing goodies,
the
from
Promise
her
video,
all of those videos, like what
video.
she did on that with that chair. She was on that Promise video on that microphone leaning down, like she has sexy scenes in her songs. Even the Ride It video got banned from 106 in Park because of how provocative it was, but it was definitely a part of her catalog. So I think I would be shocked to see if she completely like diverted from that when she got married.
See the question I would have to ask you that, because that's where I was gonna go next. When I get with my woman, do you want her, when you get with a woman and she does something like a strip club, and that's why I use a strip club, do you think you could say, I want you to stop, I'm gonna support you?
Well, that's where I'm going. Like, if you look at Russell Wilson's income and look at Ciara's, I highly doubt Ciara's income is anywhere near Russell's.
No, it ain't
so
close.
When you say career, what career? But it's a done dotty. You're not generating a lot of revenue because I bought your masters.
No, that's bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why. Why would you be in comparing my career? We a couple. It's my career. I don't give a fuck how little you think my career is. That's fucked up for you to be like, hey, I'm worth $500 million. Maybe you could quit that little shit. Like, it'll be fucked up for me to come in the house and say, baby, I'm worth $500 million. You ain't making nothing but $1 million a year. I don't want you shaking your ass no more, but it's mine. This is what I like to do. This is what you met me doing. And now all of a sudden I got to change because you worth $500 million and you trying to shit on my little career. How about this, nigga? As a matter of fact, how about I don't quit? I get divorced and now I'm going to take half your shit. And now we both work the same thing. And I still get to shit.
I disagree, because if titles mean something, if let's say a regular, your 9-to-5 corporate structure, I'm on the phone, I'm entry level. Now I'm director. I can't act like that nigga that come in 3 hours late smelling like blunts as the director. So when you go to wife and mother, I got to go to, my children still might have to go to school. This your mama right here? Why your mama shaking ass under the guise of supporting my career that ain't making the money that's necessary?
Interpersonal relationships,
but
it's job obligations.
It's way different avenues to take to generate money for her career outside of shaking ass.
Okay, so
because let's ask, how much money did this generate, and is it necessary?
So you said on the last podcast,
what?
Here's what you said. You said, well, if you get with a girl and she does X, Y, and Z, I got to ask the question, how did you get there? Because you knew she was doing X, Y, Z. So Russell Wilson seen Ciara shaking ass before. Why wife her, and then why get
that don't excuse her
got
duty.
Another example.
I'm gonna give that does not excuse your responsibilities for accepting this title. Because I gave you the title again.
Hold on.
As a wife, you don't operate the way you did before.
So this is the issue we having.
What?
Your wife and my wife, two different things.
The wife title. It don't matter your wife or my wife. The wife title and mother.
Keisha K.R. holds a wife title. Michelle Obama hold a wife title. We can go through all these women that hold wife titles and none of them look the same. So what you talking about, just because you hold a title, they don't look the same way. You might require your wife to do something different than I require my wife. I'm like I told you, if I met Ciara shaking ass and I decide to say, hey, this is what you do, this is what you like, I'm cool with it, baby. Shake that ass. I'm gonna shake that ass some more. Shit, go get the money. If you're happy doing it, and I'm okay with wifing you and giving you a title, because the question has to be then, why would I wife you doing that already?
I'm gonna let a chance to go now. I rebutted that.
It's talking about changing your work obligations to support your relationship, right?
Yeah.
We got Giselle and Tom Brady. She made more money than Tom Brady. She wanted him to come home and be a family man. While I do feel like, dang, he could have came. He had a great career. I'm talking about like nobody will forget who Tom Brady is. He didn't feel like that was sufficient enough for him to do his career. I don't feel like just because your relationship progresses that you should have to compromise your work, even if you're making less. I don't feel like it's fair because that football stuff meant so much to him that he sacrificed his family.
I get that, but let's not minimize and disregard what is being done. We talking
But
about
we're
my
talking
wife and
about
mother
work
shaking.
obligations.
I get
work obligations. That's talking about Ciara shaking her behind, going doing music videos, grinding on chairs and music stands. We're talking about Tom Brady going to practice how many days a week, having a bad attitude, going to games, and all of those other things. Still obligations, right? She is saying, "Hey, our relationship is transitioning to another stage." Russell is saying, "Hey, our relationship is transitioning to another stage. I think you need to forego some of your work relationships and work requirements for this relationship to work." I don't think it's fair in any in any situation.
And let me put it in
I
proper
just think
context.
the ass shaking is
let me put it in proper context, because I'm not saying that he should be going to her and saying, "Hey, I'm about to make you my wife, need to change your ways." Because I asked you this, said, but when you got married, it's certain things that you didn't have to have a conversation with your wife to change about you, that you was gonna stop and start doing now. She ain't have to come and say, "You know, I want you paying the bills this way. You know, I want you getting up for church." It's certain things that you took on and said, "I'm a husband now. I'm gonna do this because I want to, because I feel about this woman." She ain't got to come and tell me shit. You know, and what? Just same with Ciara. Russell Wilson is making this money, that providing, well, baby, that 5 to 10% that you bringing, we don't really need that. He can say that in his head. He ain't got to go have a conversation. She can say, "You know what? I'm looking at the finances. You just bought this house. You just got this contract. I sacrifice this for you because look what you did for me. I come to you with a rapper nigga child that talk about sipping codeine and fucking hoes. That's what I come to you with. So you ain't got to have no conversation with me and say, "Baby, change. I want to because I adore you."
See, I disagree.
So hold on. But answer the question. You telling me it ain't things that you was doing prior to that you ain't just say, "You know what? I ain't gonna do that no more." Okay.
And let me tell you why. So even in I am fuck it.
Hold on now. You go?
I'm gonna go. Right. So even like dating, right?
Yeah.
When my wife was dating, she knew that I was dating other chicks. Like I'm on the phone with her, pulling up. "Hey, yeah, I'm at my date house. I'm gonna hit you back."
But let me stop you right there. Are you dating other chicks now?
No. Hold on. So this is where I'm finna go.
Okay.
You said I would do stuff because I know. That wasn't an I know conversation. That wasn't an I know thing. It was a conversation to be had, because even when you talk about provision, I told my wife, I said, when we was dating too, I said, "I don't want you to think that I'm gonna be a provider all the time." And she's like, "What does that mean?" This before we had kids, anything. Yeah. I was like, "I'm a nigga that'll quit a job in a minute and sit around for 6 months. Are you okay with that?" She said, "I don't know. I gotta think about it." I said, "Well, I'm putting it out there because I know traditionally that ain't what men supposed to do. But I know me. If I don't like a job, fuck it. And I might sit around and I might need you to support me for 6 months. Are you okay with that?" These are the type of conversations we had, because I had to ask her, "What does a husband even look like for you?" Because I don't know.
Great question.
I don't even know what your idea of a husband is. For one of the reasons I asked that question, because your parents got divorced when you were 6. So you really didn't come up really seeing a man. And then when your parents were together, your dad was deployed in the military. So he was, even though he was in Germany, all these other places. So you never seen your mom and dad really work together. So you know what a relationship is. Yeah. So that was one of the questions that I asked. And then another thing is, my parents always used to drive this home to me and my brother. Don't mimic your mother, our relationship to yours. Mm-hmm. My daddy used to always say, "You can make your own traditions. You can make your own family, whatever, holiday. You can make your own." That's the whole point of having a family. You do not have to mimic what me and your mother has here. Me and your mother, it looks like this because this what works for us. Mm-hmm. So when I ask those type of questions, like, "Baby, what does it look like?" Because that drives in my head all the time. Like, people relationships look different. Like, for instance, me and my wife, we was going to the strip club a lot when we first got together. We'll go with other married couples and dating couples. And I had to say, "Hey, before we get in here, don't try to keep up with me, because me and my wife, we good. I'm going to go slap on some ass and throw some money. And she probably going to come here and throw some money with me. And we're going to have a good fucking time." if you finna go home and your bitch is finna be mad at you because you just slapped on some ass because you trying to think you gonna be cool with me or trying to impress me, don't do it because my relationship is different. I know couples that if they go to strip club, they gotta sit right here with his hands in his lap. I'm like, what the fuck is you here for? Like, you know, so like I said, I don't have any, I don't think I have a traditional relationship either because a lot of stuff that like even in the Red Pill movie, they say, well, when your wife makes more money than you or she gets all these degrees, you know, it's subject to divorce. Like you can look at all the stats, the degree women higher rates divorce. My wife came to me, she said, baby, last year, she said, baby, I'm thinking about getting another degree. It's gonna make me have more money. I said, oh, you want to do that? I said, well, how much more money would it be? How long would it be? And how much time is that going to take from the house? Well, it's only a year, and I'm probably going to be able to put 25 more racks in my pocket. Hey, go to school. That's what I said, go to school. And that doesn't make me scared because she's getting more degree and potentially might make more money than me in the next year or so. That doesn't, because but I also come from a different ideology, and I feel like I talk enough with my wife. I've been around men; they don't even have conversations with their wife though.
That's what I was gonna point out. She came to you and she had you in pocket and in mind.
Yeah.
So she came, to get your, thoughts about it. Because if you would have said something different, she probably said, "Okay, but I see what you're saying. We can use that time here at the house. I'm a disregard." That's why I said in some of these conversations, I look at it like a Kobe Bryant. I love Kobe. I used to hate Kobe, but now I look at his legacy and I love him. I don't think Kobe, his rookie year, came in with the mentality. But when he saw opportunity to be a leader, he took it. The coach ain't have to come say, "Hey, Kobe, you want to come in 2 hours before practice and run 2 miles? You want to stay 2 hours late and shoot an extra 600 jump shots?" That's why I'm looking at the top because we want to be the best. When you look at, that's why I say you look at all this visibility that your man has, as you have as a woman. It's always like, well, damn, what can I do to make him, feel a little bit more secure? You ain't gonna tell me no man in the world say, "Yeah, man, when I see my girl doing the silhouette challenges, you can see ass and titty prints. That make me feel good, dog." Yeah.
But I disagree on that one because we got a whole thing called the trophy wife. What niggas is literally.
I said majority, not a few. I'm talking 51%. You may find 40%, 30%. I'm talking about the majority. I done
seen niggas on everyday.
I have
everyday niggas when they girl got a fat ass, they want to walk through the mall with they bitch and walk behind her and look at niggas. Look at her.
I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm saying the majority.
Go ahead.
Do not want their woman parading around and sexually objectified by strange men.
See, my
majority.
I wouldn't want this is me. I wouldn't want her if she's not like that to start doing that. But if I meet a woman, because I know a couple right now, he met a girl and she's always dressed. She got big old ass, big round.
So you want your chick to put her ass and all this on the internet?
No, mine never done that. But I'm saying
defending it.
No, I'm not defending it. What I'm saying for the couple's sake. That's what we talking about. The couple's sake. That couple now he got with her because he liked the way that ass hang out at the bottom of the shorts when he's saying this shit.
Yeah.
But now it's like, hey baby, put it up. And one of the issues they having is like she don't know when to turn it off. So now when I'm going around my mama, you still wearing these tight ass shirts, low cut shirts and shit like that. Like you don't know when to turn off. But it's like, how can you tell a person to turn something off that's always had it on? Like people, we'd had a conversation like this. Yeah. If I got generations of motherfuckers doing this shit and I done seen it, you get a woman like that and her mama that way, her sister that way, what make you think just because you laying dick in her, she gonna change?
I understand that. See, that's why I say I want to make sure this is the context that I'm speaking in. I don't want it to be where he has to go to her to have this conversation. The goal would be because he's out in the field. She stay at home, mama. She doing that. She ain't doing it to the level Russell is. She got all these kids. She stay at home. She's a mother of multiple children. My man shouldn't have to come to me and tell me this. I got access to this, and I know you on this phone seeing what the commentary is. You ain't no fool. You looking at the comments. You looking at the conversations behind this. Let me make sure I make my man look the best he can be. Talking about me shaking my head that's bringing in 3% income under the sake of my career. That's not necessary. I'm looking at necessaries. We don't need this. We need this NFL contract Because we bought 4 houses
Well,
and we got 5 kids and we want the best. We need your income. We don't need you twerking ass, baby. We don't need it.
Yeah, but you missing.
Nah, you missing my point. I don't have to come. I shouldn't have to come to you when I'm finna. Hey, you know you about to be site director. I'm gonna come to you. About to get $150,000 increase. You're gonna come to work early. They ain't gonna have to tell you that. You're gonna stay late. They ain't gonna have to tell you that. You're gonna have to be dressed to the T. They ain't gonna have to tell you that.
I think if I'm doing some shit already, and it's mine, it's mine. It makes me happy to do this. I don't give a damn what you say. Now, if I wasn't doing it and I just up and did it, then that's the conversation. Because where does change come from? But if I've always been, I get it. You talking about necessary, but hell, it's not really necessary for Russell to really sign another contract because they got so much money. It really ain't necessary for them to have another baby. Like, there's a lot of shit that really just ain't necessary, but they doing it.
Again, because what you initially saying is titles don't matter and they don't have no weight and it don't. I said essentially. Because if I make you a wife or whatever, or I make you the CEO,
did I not say they look different?
I said essentially it conveys a message. If you are an entry-level employee and they say they finna make you site manager, if you're gonna act like the rest of the niggas in here, why would I go get Tony?
Well, if Russell wanted a girl,
I'm gonna just go get work. You gonna keep doing the same shit? Oh, I'm gonna go get Tony because he wanna be the general manager. You wanna still act like a nigga that's making $18.75 an hour versus $250 a year? You gonna still bring them same habits, same dress?
Goes back to a previous conversation we had because we had differing opinions, right? Me and Sid agree you should date somebody that you like, right? And not try to date somebody that you want to really change later on.
That's why it ain't about my change.
That's what you're talking about.
Because I'm gonna tell you, you're saying when we in the industry, what's your saying?
When you raise the barrier of entry, right? So entry, not already here and going, and then we gonna raise it when we're already going.
But what's the last part?
When you raise the barrier of entry, you force the standard to rise.
So if you come in making $18.75 an hour, your behaviors as $18.75 to where I'm finna make you GM shouldn't look alike. And I shouldn't have to have a conversation.
Come in as a GM. When you raise the barrier, okay, listen.
I'm an entry worker.
When you raise the barrier of entry, which means when you come in, this is where we are. You force the standard to rise to that occasion, not when you get here and then we're going to figure it out and then rise it later. That's not how that saying
People don't go into these jobs as CEO, Ashanti. I'm talking about going from one position to the next. That's what I'm speaking about.
Hold on. I'm going to say this. We're going to go back to this.
Okay.
And I just like, I've been reading my Bible a lot. And so I'm just going to use my Bible. They say, when you find a wife, you find a good thing.
Yeah.
So typically you're finding your wife. It ain't necessarily her title is changing. She's already there. That's why you're dating her for so long or whatever. And that's why you commence with the sex. She's already there. So when you talk about the 1875 and you're going to change her title, legally you
about to open up a can of worms again.
Yeah, but legally, yeah. But when you find a wife, she's already a wife. When you find
her. Do words have meanings?
Yeah, they do.
Does my wife come with another rapper nigga child? Does a wife, anybody's wife?
Russell Wilson's does.
No, does
I answered your question, Russell.
So Wilson's the title of CEO for Stellantis and the CEO title for Apple it means different. When I say I'm the CEO.
Yeah, it means different. And you know why?
How?
Because one of them sell cars, one of them sell
No. The title and what the duties are of the company.
I'm guarantee you the duty of a Stellantis and the duty of an Apple is going to be different. They hold the same title.
I ain't saying the duty is going to be different. I said the title.
You just said the title.
CEO is CEO.
Right.
Chief Executive Officer. That's the same across the board.
You asked about the duties. That was your next thing. You said
it's not going to be the same because different industries. I'm saying what your main, you have a certain role as CEO.
Right.
You're going to be in the lobby meetings. You're going to do a bunch of...
I don't necessarily know what CEOs do, but when you talk about the industries, that's basically what I'm saying. You have the same title.
Like a coach. Let's say like a coach for hockey and a coach for basketball. What's their duty? To do what? Coach the players. Not teach, because they got different skills. It's different objectives in baseball, football, and basketball. Okay. So it's a coach.
You want to use coach?
Yeah.
You want to stay there?
On sports. Baseball, hockey, NFL.
Okay. Just use a coach.
Coach.
Yeah. Coach.
Head coach.
We ain't gonna move nowhere else.
Head coach.
Head coach. We're not moving nowhere. Y'all, people out to watch it. We're not moving nowhere else.
Yeah.
We went to Stellantis, now we're coach. Okay, coach.
Coach.
Coach. You heard that, coach, right?
Different sports.
How many people, coaches, use the triangle offense?
I already debunked that. I said it's different sports. So how can I use a triangle offense in baseball? What's the duties of the coach? Is to coach the players, no matter what sport. You don't do triangle offense in baseball because it's a diamond and it's one white ball that you with a bat.
Okay.
Let's just go with one coach of basketball.
No, because let's break it down. Let's break it down because I said the coach title. If I'm the head coach if I take a head coach in hockey, a head coach in football, a head coach in basketball, it ain't no way in hell a baseball coach would be talking about running a triangle offense. It ain't no way it's gonna even be applicable. The duty is gonna be discussed is, am I gonna make these players great and coach the players across the board?
So the duties are all sports is the same.
Coach the players. Coach the players. Yes. Yes.
And they look and all
it don't look the same. No.
Okay.
But the duty is to coach the players.
What you just said is what I'm saying.
I'm talking about the titles.
It doesn't look the same.
I know it doesn't, but the title is the same, and the responsibility is to coach the players. You're not going to teach offense on baseball.
And the reason it's going to look
it's going to be coaching the players. And I ain't talking about what the end game going to look because it's different sports. The duty is to coach the players. That's where we are.
The duty of a wife, or the definition, is a married woman considered in relation to her spouse.
I get
so
it.
If she is married, she has met her duty.
Words have meaning, so we got the definition right there.
That's
what I'm saying. What a wife look like to me don't look like to you. That's why when you talk about the coaches and they coach different players gonna cause different shit to come out. You ain't gonna coach us even if we go.
The argument though.
The coach is the coach the players.
Duties is the coach the players.
Duties. The duties are going to be different, even if
I know it is, but they're going to coach.
Players, all of you even said they look.
It's going to be different, but the role is to coach the players, not go into the details. The role is to coach. It's going to look different in baseball, hockey, and football because it's different skill sets. It's different objectives.
Hold on. I think the duties of a wife.
Hold on, real quick. I agree with you.
Yeah.
You know why I agree with you? Because the title of a wife is just to be a wife. Just like you said, it's the same thing across the board. Every nigga that got a wife, that's his wife. Whatever the duties is, don't look different.
Now, I don't have no problem with preference. I get that, but I'm saying the duty.
I have the duties of a wife.
Well, we're not talking about the duties of a wife because it's gonna be skewed. It's a laundry list, just like husband. So I'm saying
these are the general duties of a wife right here. All right, so we got
general. This is what we go to. We got to talk about generals now.
General.
Okay, go ahead.
Encourage her husband, respect him, emotional support, caring and compassionate, household management, living with husband, love your husband, partnership, avoid comparing him to other husbands, be honest, communication, companionship, be her husband's best friend and lovers, love and support, spiritual encouragement, and submit to her husband.
I'm gonna ask you this before you go. Do our divorce rate and current dating dynamic resemble what you just said?
I mean, it just depends on what people are getting divorced.
We got a 70% divorce rate in the Black community, which about 80 to 90 are filed by the woman. Domestic violence, child support, paternity fraud, to where now they're saying upwards to 30 to 40% of married men are really not the father of every child in the house.
I gotta ask you a question.
Again, but hold on, let you go.
I got a great go.
If we looking at what she just stated, does our current family dynamic resemble that?
Well, that's what I want to ask you.
Okay.
Can Ciara give him all that shit and shake her ass?
No. Because you said respect.
That might be respected for him.
He may not feel disrespected. Apparently he don't. He be commenting on it. He be in the back of the video.
He might not feel disrespect. You would feel disrespect.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do couples have domestic violence and violence in the home? So, this wife might be okay with me knocking her motherfucking head through the washer. It's okay?
Yeah.
It's okay. For my wife to go to the motherfucking pick my son up with a black eye like a plum.
Yes, because I know women.
Man, come on, dog.
I know some women that say
that's okay. If my wife allowed me to kick her ass, that's okay.
We both just say,
is it okay? She has not expressed it.
Is it okay?
Any authority?
Is it okay? Yes or no?
The law has not been broken.
No. I'm asking you personally. Is it okay if my wife allows me to kick her ass? Is it okay?
Is she comfortable?
Obviously, ain't left. Is it okay
Well,
though?
if it's okay for her, then let
Nah,
her ride
y'all
out.
not-
That's
y'all
y'all
being
relationship.
disingenuous.
No, this is
If your girl came to you ass kicked, broke arm, shiner, big as a tomato,
I have had a